Welcome to the slice of the show that tackles your questions about getting the best out of travel. Coming up shortly, the ideal way to see Rome with toddlers and the challenges of rail travel in Laos. But first, there's been lots of interest in the first non-stop scheduled flights between Europe and Australia. From March 2018, you should be able to fly from London Heathrow to Perth in Western Australia in 17 hours, one of the world's very longest air routes. But to answer some of your questions, tickets don't go on sale until April 2017, and we don't yet know how much the trip will cost. Next, Emma Fletcher tweeted a cheerful video message to BBC Travel Show asking, First, visit Explora, Il Museo dei Bambini, as it calls itself, full of fun, interactive exhibits for small children and free for the under fives. Next, there's the Villa Borghese Bioparco. Although Rome's zoo is modest, the reptile house is always fun and warm in January too. Museums and churches are hard work for toddlers. However, the ceiling in the Jesuit Church of Sant'Ignacio near the Pantheon is amazing for all ages. And for an ice cream at a price that won't send you into financial meltdown, Giolitti, an elegant institution at the heart of Rome and well worth the inevitable queue. Next, Jerry Hinchin is off to Chile, a good place to be at this time of year, midsummer in the southern hemisphere. He asks, estimate your likely total spend with a little bit of contingency built in and buy some US dollars in cash at the best rate you can find. This means you'll be in the most advantageous position for obtaining Chilean pesos. Then relax. When you get to Santiago's excellent airport, you'll clear immigration and customs before your onward flight north to Arica. Change a small amount of cash, say $20 for your immediate needs, but for further funds, wait until you arrive in the city and then ask hotel staff where to get the best rates. Exchange dollars as you go along so you don't get stuck at the end with an excess of local currency, which you then need to convert back, losing another margin. Dr. J.S. Wag is heading to Europe from his home city of Mumbai. There are plenty of commercial tours of the Portuguese capital, but if you're prepared to do a bit of walking, Lisbon is all the more rewarding, partly because of the fabulous network of public transport, which you can access all day for just €6, covering trams and buses, as well as the funicular railways and the Santa Justa lift, an antique outdoor elevator that's also a popular tourist attraction in this three-dimensional city. Start in the elegant city centre known as Baixa, mostly built in the 18th century. Then explore the hills to the east with the original Moorish quarter of Alfama. From there, tram 28 clanks its way westwards across the city and clambers up to the Chiado district, perched on a hill high above the noise and bustle of the centre. Along the way, you can barely move for eating and drinking opportunities, including ocean-fresh seafood and perhaps my favourite coffee spot in Europe, the Café à Brasileira, a feast of mahogany and mirrors that's been serving sweet, strong coffee for almost a century. And when it's time to head for the airport, your all-day ticket isn't valid on the dedicated Aerobus, but there are plenty of other bus links that will get you there quickly. Lisbon Airport is practically downtown. Finally, John Rose was in Cambodia last year and says, John, the couple you met had perhaps been travelling too long. Unlike neighbouring Cambodia and Vietnam, Laos has just 6 kilometres of railway. The line runs from the Friendship Bridge over the mighty Mekong River, which marks the Thai border, to Tanaleng Station, 13 kilometres from the capital, Vientiane. A shuttle train meets the express from Bangkok to run across and into Laos, where you can get a visa on arrival. To reach the capital, you then have to take a bus or a taxi. Until the rail network expands, the ideal way to travel in Laos is by riverboat on the Mekong, though downstream from the fine city of Luang Prabang to Vientiane, unless you've got time. Oh, sorry. Just back a bit, if you could. Until, is that okay? Until the rail network expands, the ideal way to travel in Laos is by riverboat on the Mekong, though go downstream from the fine city of Luang Prabang to Vientiane unless you've got plenty of time on your hands to travel against the current. Whether you're after a slow boat or a fast train, The Travel Show is here to help. So email your question to thetravelshow@bbc.co.uk and I'll do my very best to find you an answer. From me, Simon Calder, the Global Guru, bye for now and see you next time. Whether you're after a slow boat or a fast train, The Travel Show is here to help. So email your question to thetravelshow@bbc.co.uk and I'll do my very best to find you an answer. From me, Simon Calder, the Global Guru, bye for now and see you next time. Later on The Travel Show with me, Simon Calder, Rome with toddlers and the challenges of rail travel in Laos.